Hi besties, welcome to a new video. This time I'm gonna tell you all about my favorites and my least favorite things I watch, play, listen to in April. It's gonna be a new monthly series, so expect this kind of videos every single month. Don't forget to like this video, comment below your personal favorites this month, and subscribe so you don't miss any of my next few videos. We're gonna have videos every single week, so stay tuned. So why don't we start with movies? As I've said before, I'm not a cinephile. I don't obsess over movies. I kinda sound illiterate, I kinda sound lame by saying that. I just prefer spending a lot of time with characters. That's why I like video games or TV shows better when it comes to narrative, when it comes to stories. Movies, I don't know, I just feel like I spend too little time with the characters to truly get attached. Still, I do have a lot of fun going to the cinema with my family, with my friends, and there are a lot of gems. And this month I watched two new movies, which were Super Mario Galaxy movie, which honestly Nintendo is like my favorite thing ever. Like we have Taylor Swift and Nintendo, and these two are like my faves of all time. Like literally Nintendo is life to me. It shaped me, it made me the person who I am. I love anything Nintendo, and so I was really looking forward to this movie. I really like the first one. It's honestly one of those movies that is just a serotonin boost, and I just get so happy and I have a lot of fun every single time I watch the movie. And so I was hoping for the same, and in a way, this movie feels very similar to the first one, where it's more about the spectacle, where it's more about the visuals and the fun moments and the laughs and the Easter eggs. But for some reason, this one just doesn't have the charm of the first one. To me, this movie feels like a bunch of animated shorts stick together with very few narrative plots actually tying them together. I hate to use this word, but it definitely feels a little bit sloppy. However, I did have fun. I did have a good time. I like seeing these characters in the big screen. I love the visuals. I love how they translate video game sequences into the movie format. It is nothing special, honestly. My favorite parts of the movie were probably the new characters. Yoshi was so funny, so cute, adorable, and Fox kind of stole the show for me, which is kind of crazy to say when he's not a Mario character, but he was a lot of fun, honestly. So the way I'm gonna go about all these things that I watched, that I experienced, I'm gonna use my patented Neapolitan ice cream formula. So we have chocolate, the best flavor of the three, and that's for everything that I love. The vanilla ones, which is like things that I found cute, things that I would eat. It's not something I would choose, but it is still tasty. And then strawberry, which is the flavor I personally always avoid when my mom buys Neapolitan ice cream. And the one that's in Neapolitan ice cream is like a lower quality, not for me. And so all the chops will be strawberry. And so for the Super Mario Galaxy movie, we'll give you the vanilla one. Maybe a little bit biased. Like if this wasn't Nintendo, if this wasn't Mario, it would probably be a strawberry. The other movie that I watched was Project Hail Mary, and that one I was so pleasantly surprised. I absolutely love this movie. This movie uses its wrong length perfectly. They did a really great making you get attached to the characters, getting to know them, their motivations, how they are, and I absolutely love the message. No matter how different we are from one another, no matter if they're not even human, even if they are an alien, there will always be a way for two individuals to come together and understand each other. And the way it was presented, it was just extremely beautiful, and I loved it. For me, Project Hail Mary is getting a chocolate score, and Rocky, the best character of all time. I need plushies, I need toys, figures. Rocky was the GOAT. Moving on to music, we have to talk about KATSEYE's new single, Pinky Up. If I'm honest, I wasn't excited for this. If you follow KATSEYE, or if you are just chronically online, you probably know that right now KATSEYE is going through some of a controversial rough patch because one of the members is on hiatus. And so because of that, the girls are getting so much hate And so it was like everyone is hating on the girls already. And now that they are getting a comeback, they're gonna get even more hate. And so I wasn't really looking forward to the discourse, to the hot takes, to the think pieces. I was just not ready to handle that. But then I remember I have a brain, I'm a rational adult. I actually have the option of not seeing what I don't want to see on the internet. There's a block button, there's a silence button, there are many ways. And so I got rid of Twitter, I blocked so many subreddits. I basically didn't engage with anything Katse related because I knew there was gonna be negativity around. And so after I did that, I was like, why in the world wouldn't I be excited for my favorite group, one of my favorite artists right now, to be releasing music? And I do gotta say that I love Pinky Up. My pinky is up, and I'm just obsessed. It is super catchy. I love the verses, love the pre-chorus, love their vocals. Actually controversial, I guess, but love the lyrics. We Mona Lisa with a cute attitude. Fancy is a frequency of mind, delusion, philosophy. I kinda know nothing, just like Socrates. Those are my new mottos. Like, I'm obsessed with the lyrics, actually. And I know that's a controversial opinion. Everyone is saying like they make no sense. And to be fair, even if I didn't like the lyrics, even if they were pretty trash, like for example Internet Girl or Gnarly, I would be like, yeah, who cares? It's KATSEYE. I'm not here for anything meaningful, to be honest. You know, as much as I love KATSEYE's music in general, I will not tell you that the music is perfect. There's a lot of room for growth. And I think the biggest issue for me with this song specifically is the chorus. Like, it does feel a little empty, and I feel like the choreo doesn't help too much because it is kind of monotonous. However, at this point in time, after listening to it over and over and over on loop, on repeat, which is actually very rare for me, I don't care anymore. I see the vision, and the outro is such a highlight. And I love this song. It's probably actually one of my favorite songs ever from their discography, and absolutely my song of the year so far. It is the energy that I needed. The music video, personally, I think if they didn't pause so many times for the ad placement, I would probably think this is their best video ever, alongside Gnarly. But I just cannot say that because those interruptions do kill the vibe. For most people, the music video is gonna be the first introduction to the song, and the music video just doesn't help to make a good first impression. So in many ways, I do get the people that don't like it, but personally, I love it. It's gonna get the coveted, rare, or actually not very rare, Golden Candy Ice Cream rating, which is something that I love. Absolutely love, one of my favorite things ever. And talking about KATSEYE, let's talk about Coachella. So with Coachella, the performance was cute. It was cool. I expected more, but thinking rationally, they had like extremely little time to rehearse. Like, they were not gonna bring new things up. First of all, they don't have that many songs to switch things up from the tour. And so basically most of the performances were just links from the tour. I did like the stage. I liked the costumes, especially the first week. The second week, I agree that it was kind of a mess. But at least they look cohesive, which you cannot always say. And you know, there were so many cute moments like in Mean Girls or in MIA where they truly utilized the new stage to make something new, and that was very, very cool. Didn't really care for the golden performance. You know, it was kind of like more chill vibe, a little bit slowed down, stripped down. And to me, Golden is a song that truly shines with the production. So overall, it was nothing crazy because basically we had seen most of the show already. But I do gotta say that the Pinky Up performance was absolutely legendary. I watch the performance every single day. I watch the fan cams with the audience and the visuals, and it is amazing. Like, I wish I was there. They set the energy so high from the first song. I think Pinky Up was an amazing opening sequence, but it was a shame that they couldn't keep the energy so high throughout the whole set. And the visuals were absolutely insane. The visual when they are about to start debut, which is the second song, was drop dead gorgeous. So for me, their Coachella performance was a chocolate. It was cool, but nothing crazy. The music video is vanilla with a swirl of strawberry because those interruptions just kill the video for me 100%. But I cannot deny that so many of the visuals and the sequences were pretty hot, especially the outro. The outro when Megan is with the swords and Jin is with the flamethrower. Those were amazing. Hi XngHan&Xoul. Listen to me. There are better ways to make ad placements. Just look at the 2010s when everyone was doing the beat pills ad placements. It was obvious that the beat pills was being advertised, but it didn't interrupt the flow. It kind of felt natural as an ad placement can be. So, still talking about Coachella, Sabrina Carpenter absolutely ate. I was already watching KATSEYE, so I said, why not stay for Sabrina? I loved her set 2 years ago, and she has such an amazing artistic vision that I knew she was gonna pull something special, and it actually blew my expectations away. It was so good. It was just so intelligently put out, so cinematic. At any moment you could pause the performance and you would find an amazing wallpaper. All the sets, the production, the song choices, the visuals, everything was so incredible. It is probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite, Coachella headline performance. That is absolutely gonna get a cotton candy ice cream. I am such a nerd for everything that goes behind the scenes on music shows, you know, stage, lighting, visuals, background video, dancers, choreography, costume, props, pyrotechny. All of that, ever since I was a little kid, I've been obsessed with. And so when I watch a performance of this caliber, I'm absolutely gonna be all over it. I'm gonna be obsessed. Like, if you're a fan of Sabrina, even just a casual fan, I absolutely recommend you to watch it. An amazing experience, honestly. So moving on to other recent releases, we have ADÉLA with KGB. And the thing with ADÉLA is that she always teases her new songs on social media. And I'm always like, I don't know about that one. And then it releases and I'm like, yep, she ate. And she ate. It's probably not at the top of her discography because when you have things like Superstar and Sex on the Beat and Go listen to Go. It is a deep cut and it is the best song ever. When you have those in your discography, it is hard to top them. But I think it was still a very nice introduction to the era. It makes me super excited for her debut album, which is hopefully coming very soon. ADÉLA KGB is getting a chocolate ice cream. And finally, I want to talk about XngHan&Xoul. And I was really looking forward to his new release because his first song, his first single, Waste No Time, was one of my favorite releases of last year. And so I was just very eager for more. And the album release, the EP release was very recently, so I still don't know exactly how to feel about it. But for now, I will say it is getting a half and half chocolate vanilla ice cream. I think it is such a good album. It is just very easy to listen to, very approachable, very danceable. I think you are guaranteed to have a good time listening to it. So much energy, attitude, talent coming from Sunshine. And I will keep listening to the album to see if it grows on me, if I like keep it on my playlist or not. I still am not sure. But the one song that I know is gonna stay on my playlist is Light the Fire. Go listen to that one. It is extremely good. I think this would be actually a very good record to get into K-pop. If you've never been into K-pop, I think this actually is a very great introduction to the genre. It is just so approachable and it is not like quirky. I think the only thing you kind of have to watch for is the obligatory rap section after the first chorus. Every single song has that. It does feel unnecessary most of the time, but if you can get past that, this is such a great introduction to K-pop, and I think a good, solid first EP overall, which is getting, as I said, half vanilla, half chocolate ice cream, but Light the Fire is a chocolate for sure. Moving on to video games, I'm always playing video games because on the phone I play a lot. I play Pokemon TCG Pocket, Pokemon Master CX, Madoka Magica Magic, etc., Fire Emblem Heroes, so I'm always gaming, but to me that's not real gaming. So the real game I'm actually playing is Hades right now. Let me tell you that I downloaded Hunter x Hunter gacha game and I thought it was super fun, but it came to a point that I was losing so much time on it. It was so addicting, I just couldn't stop playing. And then, like with KATSEYE, I remember I have a brain. I have a rational brain. I'm an rational adult, and I can just delete the app. But I still felt a lot of hunger for that kind of rogue-like survival game. Hades was on a discount, and I grabbed it. and it is a lot of fun. I don't think I would say it's one of my favorite games ever, but I'm having a lot of fun, and I do have to agree with many people that probably what shines the most with this game is the storytelling. How there's not really any story happening, but it's kind of happening on the background when you talk to characters, a little bit of environmental storytelling that is very strong. And also something that I love is that you can have some little romance, some little yaoi, some little BL between Zagreus and Thanatos, which makes me very excited. Something about me, I will always eat up representation for my homosexuality. So for me, Hades is definitely getting a chocolate ice cream. Moving on to our last section, which is TV shows, but I'm not gonna fool anyone. This is basically the anime category because that's the only thing I watch. The anime that I'm watching week by week because I see it as it's airing is Digimon Beatbreak and Gambare Nakamura-Kun, Go For It Nakamura-Kun. So Digimon Beatbreak, I love Digimon so much. Digimon is probably the franchise, the anime, the anything that is probably the most close to my soul, to the core of my being. It just feels like Digimon raised me and made me who I am in so many different ways. And the Beatbird anime is so good. I have been so surprised by how mature, by how dark, by how beautiful it has been. I love the characters, love the plot, love the battles, love everything about it, love the music. The music is very good. If you've never watched Digimon before, this wouldn't be the worst place to start. It is definitely getting a chocolate ice cream, but we still have like 20 episodes to go. So who knows, maybe it will even get the cotton candy ice cream. And Nakamura-Kun, wow, episode 6, peak. It's peak. It's peak. As I said, I will eat up homosexual gay representation. It sounds so corny, of course. Like I get people who say like, oh, I know, stop saying that we need representation, but until it happens to you, until you see yourself in a show, in a game, you don't understand how powerful it can be. And this show has been a little bit weird for me because the first few episodes, it was basically secondhand embarrassment at every corner. And I don't usually love that because it gives me anxiety. But as the story is progressing and the characters are getting closer, I just cannot stop feeling so, I don't know, a lot of joy and whimsy and hope. Things like that just made me want to fall in love, man. Yeah. The anime that I'm watching that is not an air that I'm watching just like as a binge or as whenever I have nothing to do, nothing better to do, is Monogatari. Please, please don't click out. So this show is super controversial, super problematic. I won't deny that. This is probably the worst offender when it comes to being an anime. Like all the stereotypes, all the bad reputation that anime gets is basically here. But honestly, I don't care about that. I don't get phased from that. And so I've been watching it and I've been really liking it. It's also getting a chocolate ice cream. It is just such a spiritual, introspective, philosophical series that has represented so many mental health issues, or not mental health issues specifically, but just situations that we go through that really affects our psyche. Unrequited love, loneliness, nihilism, things like that, and the way they've been represented by these characters and the fantastical elements of the show have really been extremely powerful. I'm still like halfway through the show and I will report back next month to tell you how I feel about it once I finish it. But so far, I am enjoying it. It is a complex show, problematic as well. I don't recommend this. I don't recommend this. Please don't watch it. But for me, it is pretty good. So that's it. That was basically my April. I think I had a good time. I had a good time. My highlights, definitely KATSEYE. Pink Hill has been my daily driver at this point. And Hades has been a good game because not only is it addicting, but at the same time, it allows you to stop. Like, you don't get like hours and hours and hours and hours on end because it gets a little tiring. It gets like, well, I don't want to start another run because I know it's gonna take an hour and I kinda wanna do other things, so I will stop here. And that's a good thing because it is a very addicting kind of gameplay. But yeah, I had fun this April and thank you for watching. Hope you like it. If you have any music recommendations, please leave it down below and maybe I will feature your recommendations in the May video. But until then, we'll see you next week with a new video. Bye!